Rule 5, Dead Ball, Suspension of Play. Section 1, Dead Ball. Article 1, Ball becomes dead immediately when A pitch touches a batter or his clothing, a runner. B, the ball is illegally batted. Rule 5, Dead Ball, Suspension of Play. Section 1, Dead Ball. Article 1, the ball becomes dead immediately when A pitch touches a batter or his clothing, or a runner. 1. The ball becomes dead even though the batter strikes at it. B, the ball is illegally batted or is intentionally struck at a second time with a bat. C, the batter enters the batter's box with an illegal bat. D, a foul ball. 1. Touches any object other than the ground or any person other than a fielder. Or 2. Goes directly from the bat to the catcher's protector, mask, or person without first touching the catcher's glove or hand. Or 3. Becomes an uncaught foul ball. Or E. There is interference by a runner, batter runner, or a retired runner, the batter, or by any person. F. A fair batted ball. 1. Touches a runner or an umpire before touching any fielder and before passing any fielder other than the pitcher. 2. Touches a runner after passing through or by an infielder and another infielder could have made a play on the ball. 3. Touches a spectator. 4. Goes over or through or wedges into the fence. Or 5. Lodges in a player or umpire's equipment or uniform. Or G. A pitch or any other thrown ball is touched by a spectator. 2. Is intentionally touched by a non-participating squad member. 3. Goes into a stand or other dead ball area or player's bench, even if it rebounds to the field, or over or through or wedges in the field fence. Or 4. Lodges in an umpire's, catcher's, or offensive player's equipment or uniform. Or H. The umpire handles a live ball or calls time for inspecting the ball or any other reason, including items in Section 2, or gives the do not pitch signal, or inadvertently announces foul on a ball that touches the ground. Or I. A fielder, after catching a fair or foul ball, leaves the field of play by stepping with both feet or by falling into the bench, dugout, or stand, bleacher, or over any boundary or barrier such as a fence, rope, chalk line, or a pre-game determined imaginary boundary line. Or J. An infielder intentionally drops a fair fly, fair line drive, or fair bunt in flight with at least first base occupied with less than 2 outs. Exception is the infield fly rule. K. A balk or an illegal pitch is committed. L. A batted, thrown, or pitched ball touches a designated media area or anyone or anything that is entirely or partially in the designated media area. 1. The umpire has the authority to remove any member of the media for not staying in or keeping their equipment in the designated dead ball area. M. Malicious contact occurs. N. Backswing interference occurs. Article 2. It is a delayed dead ball when A. There is interference by a batter. When the batter interferes with the catcher attempting to play on a runner or an out does not result at the end of the catcher's throw, the ball shall become dead immediately. B. A catcher or any fielder obstructs a batter, runner, or obstructs the ball through use of detached player equipment. C. Umpire interferes with the catcher who is attempting to throw. D. Any personnel connected with the offensive team calls time or uses any other command or commits any act for the purpose of trying to cause the opposing pitcher to balk. E. Anyone who is required to wear a batting helmet deliberately removes his helmet while the ball is in live ball territory and the ball is live. Or F. A ball touches an illegal glove or mitt. Article 3. The ball becomes dead when time is taken to make an award when a catcher or any fielder obstructs a runner, when an intentional base on balls is to be awarded, or when base running penalties are imposed. Article 4. After a dead ball, the ball becomes live when it is held by the pitcher in a legal pitching position, provided the pitcher has engaged the pitcher's plate, the batter and catcher are in their respective positions, and the umpire calls play and gives the approval signal. Section 2. Suspension of play. Article 1. Time shall be called by the umpire and play is suspended when A. The ball becomes dead. The umpire considers the weather or ground conditions unfit to play. 1. After 30 minutes, he may declare the game ended. C. A player, bench personnel, or spectator is ordered from the grounds, or a player is ordered to secure protective equipment. D. An umpire or player is incapacitated, except that if the injury occurs during live ball, time shall not be called until no further advance or put out is possible. 1. If there is a medical emergency or if, in the umpire's judgment, further play could jeopardize the injured player's safety, time shall be called. E. A player or coach requests time and is granted by the umpire for substitution, conference with the pitcher, or similar cause. F. The umpire suspends play for any other cause, including an award of a base after an infraction or for inspection of the ball. Article 2. When the ball becomes dead, A. No action by the defense can cause a player to be put out unless it is a dead ball appeal. B. A runner may return to a base he left too soon on a caught fly ball or that was not touched during live ball. 1. A runner who is on or beyond a succeeding base when the ball becomes dead or advances and touches a succeeding base after the ball became dead may not return and shall be called out upon proper and successful appeal. C. Any runner may advance when awarded a base for an act which occurred before the ball became dead, provided any base in B above is retouched and all bases are touched in their proper order. Rule 5. Dead ball suspension of play. Dead ball. Situation A. With runners on first and third base and no outs, R3 and R1 proceed with a double steal. B3 hits a high pop fly over foul territory and the wind starts to carry the ball into fair territory. The umpire-in-chief prematurely calls the ball foul as F2 makes an attempt to catch the ball. He drops the ball in fair territory. Ruling. The fact that the ball touches the ground has made the ball dead and the umpire sends R3 and R1 back to their respective bases. Situation B. On an 0-1 pitch, B1 hits a high pop fly on the foul line just past first base. F3 attempts to make a play, but the ball drops. The plate umpire signals fair ball, but the base umpire verbalizes foul ball. Ruling. This conflicting play would have been eliminated with better pregame planning of the officials. The ball is foul. A first base umpire would prevail. However, the ball touched the ground and that rendered it dead. B1 would return to the plate with an 0-2 count. Situation C. On a 1-1 pitch, B1 hits a line drive down the left field line that goes out of play. The ball clearly kicked up chalk when it landed. The plate umpire, because he was blocked by F5, mistakenly ruled the ball foul. Offensive team requests that the plate umpire ask for help. Ruling. Even though this was a fair ball, because the umpire inadvertently called it foul and it touched the ground, the ball is dead and B1 will return to the plate with a count of 1-2. Situation D. R1 is on first base when B2 receives ball 4. A. Drops the ball, or B. Ball 4 is caught, and while B2 is walking to first, it is thrown to F3, who drops it. In either case, R1 advances to third and B2 advances to second. Is the ball dead after the fourth ball? Ruling. No. These are legal advances. Situation E. On the third strike, B1 swings at and misses the pitch. The ball touches his arm or person. Ruling. B1 is out. The ball becomes dead immediately. Situation F. With R1 on first, B2 steps out of the batter's box and then A. swings at a pitch but misses, or B. hits a foul or fair ball. Ruling. There is no infraction. In A, unless B2 interferes with the throw by F2. In B, B2 is out as in 7-3-2 and returns to first base. Situation F. With R1 on first, B2 steps out of the batter's box and then A. swings at a pitch but misses, or B. hits a foul or fair ball. Ruling. There is no infraction in A unless B2 interferes with a throw by F2. In B, B2 is out as in 7-3-2 and R1 returns to first base. Situation G. B1 hits a ground ball to left field. F7 throws the ball to the infield where it hits an umpire or a base runner. Is the ball dead? Ruling. Not unless it is ruled interference on the base runner. Such ruling would be made if the runner deliberately allowed the ball to hit him. Situation H. With R2 on second, B2 hits between F5 and F6, both of whom are playing in for bunt from R1. The batted ball touches R2 and is deflected to foul ground. F6 was in such of a position that he had no chance to play on the ball. Ruling. If the touching by R2 is accidental, it is ignored because the batted ball had passed a fielder other than the pitcher and no other infielder had a play on the ball. If R2 intentionally deflected the ball, the umpire shall rule the interference and declare the ball dead. R2 is declared out. B2 is credited with a base hit and placed on first. Situation I. With R3 on third and R1 on first, a ball batted by B3 hits the umpire, who is A. on fair territory behind F5, or B. behind the pitcher but in front of F4. Ruling. In A, the ball remains live since it had passed a fielder. In B, unless the ball touches F1, it becomes dead and each runner is sent to the base he occupied or to which he was being forced to when the ball became dead. R3 remains on third, and R1 and B3 go to second and first base. Situation J. With a fielder in position to make a play, R1 is on first and R2 is A, between second and third, or B, touching second. R2 is hit by the ball batted by a B3. Ruling. The ball becomes dead immediately in A and B. In A, R2 is out. He is also out in B unless he is declared an infield fly. In A and B, unless B3 is out because of the infield fly, he is entitled to first base. R1 is awarded second base. Situation K. A ball thrown wildly to third base continues toward Team A's dugout and is intentionally touched by A. Bat boy for Team A, or B. Photographer. Ruling: the ball is dead immediately. Situation L. F7, while attempting to catch a fly ball near dead ball area, A. makes the catch with one foot on dead ball area line and the other foot in dead ball area, or B. makes the catch with both feet in dead ball area, or C. makes the catch with both feet in the playing area but then steps with both feet or falls into dead ball area. Ruling: in B and C, the ball becomes dead. In A and C, it is a legal catch, but in C, F7 has left the playing area, and if there are any runners on base, they each are awarded one base. In B, it is not a catch. Situation M. R1 is on first base with less than 2 outs when A. B2 hits a line drive to F4, or B. B2 hits a fair pop fly to F3. In both A and B, the infielder intentionally drops the ball. Ruling: in both A and B, B2 is out and R1 returns to first base. The ball becomes dead immediately when it is intentionally dropped by an infielder, except in the case of an infield fly. Situation N. With R3 at third and F5 playing deep, B2 hits a ball that caroms off the base into foul territory where it touches R3. Ruling: a runner who is hit by a batted ball in fair ball Situation M. R1 is on first base with less than 2 outs when A. B2 hits a line drive to F4, or B. B2 hits a fair pop fly to F3. In both A and B, the infielder intentionally drops the ball. Ruling: in both A and B, B2 is out and R1 returns to first base. The ball becomes dead immediately when it is intentionally dropped by an infielder, except in the case of the infield fly. Situation N. With R3 at third and F5 playing deep, B2 hits a ball that caroms off a base into foul territory where it touches R3. Ruling: a runner who is hit by a batted fair ball in foul territory is not out and the ball remains live. Situation O. With R1 at first base, a ground ball is hit to F6, who throws to F4 covering second. R1 slides late at second, stays in the baseline, but R1 makes contact with F4 in front of the base, causing him to overthrow first base. Ruling: providing the slide was legal and the contact is not malicious, there is no violation. Situation P. F7 makes a diving catch. As he slides over the line designating dead ball territory, his feet remain in live ball territory. Is this a dead ball? Ruling: no. F7 must be entirely in dead ball territory before the ball shall be declared dead. As long as any part of F7's body is touching the designated dead ball line, the ball remains live. Situation Q. With a runner on first base, on a bounding ball, F6 lays out and catches the ball in his glove. After several attempts to remove the ball from his glove, he is finally successful after the batter runner acquires first base. Ruling: there is no base awarded. The play stands. The ball was temporarily stuck, not lodged in F6 glove. Delayed dead ball. What is meant by a delayed dead ball? The term applies to situations in which an infraction is not to be ignored, yet the play not to be immediately dead. The umpire declares the ball dead after appropriate playing action occurs for the purpose of making an award or enforcing a penalty. These situations include interference by a batter being obstructed, ball being touched with detached player equipment, runner being obstructed, or a coach physically assisting a runner. Delayed dead ball also applies when a batter commits batter interference or when a fielder touches the ball with an illegal glove or mitt. The infraction is not to be ignored. The penalty results in an out being declared or a base awarded. Situation B. With runners on third and first base, a double steal is called. R3 attempts to steal home, and the umpire interferes with F2's throw to second base. Ruling. The umpire gives the dead ball signal after the result of the play. If R1 is not put out on F2's throw, the umpire shall declare the ball dead, and R3 and R1 must return to the base they had occupied before the interference. Situation C. With R3 on third, R1 on first, and no outs. R1 attempts to steal second. F2 is obstructed on his throw to second base by the plate umpire. The throw is cut off by the shortstop and relayed back to the plate in time to retire R3 trying to score. Ruling. If an out was not made at the end of F2's throw, the umpire shall call the ball dead immediately. Both runners shall return to the bases occupied at the time of the interference. Situation A. The umpire decides the ball is not suitable for play and gives F2 a new ball. Is this ball live? Ruling. When the umpire calls time for inspection of the ball, it remains dead until held by F1 on the pitcher's plate. B1 and F2 are in their respective boxes and the umpire calls play. He then should give the proper signal. Situation B. B1 goes to first base. A. He is hit by a pitch ball, or B. on ball 4, or C. He hits a single to the outfield and he returns to first base. After B1 is touched first, he steps off the base and F3 tags him by the use of the hidden ball trick. Ruling. In A, the runner is safe. The ball remains dead until held by the pitcher on his plate. B1 and F2 are in their respective boxes, and the umpire then calls play. In B and C, B1 is out. Suspension of play. Situation A. After F1 has started his delivery, B1 steps out of the batter's box without being granted time. Ruling. If F1 delivers a legal pitch, the umpire shall call the pitch a strike regardless of the location. A second strike may be called if, in the umpire's judgment, B1 caused unnecessary delay. The ball remains live. Whether time is granted to the batter shall be umpire's judgment. Situation B. The third strike by B1 is missed by F2. The ball lodges between his body and protector. While F2 hunts for the ball, B1 continues to second. Ruling. The umpire shall call time and give the dead ball signal as soon as it is clear that the ball is trapped behind F2's chest protector. B1 is entitled to first base only since he was en route there when the ball became dead. Had there been other base runners, they would have been awarded one base as well. Situation C. B1, A, hits a home run over the fence, or B, receives a base on balls, or C, is struck by a pitched ball. In each instance, B1 is unable to reach his awarded base because of an injury sustained during the play. Ruling. In A, B, and C, because bases are awarded, a pinch runner may replace the injured player and continue to the awarded bases. In B, since the ball is live, the umpire has to call time. He will then permit a substitute to run for the injured player according to 10-2-3G. Situation D. With 2 outs and R3 on third base and R2 on second base, B5 hits a line drive that scores both R3 and R2. As B5 leaves the batter's box, his knee goes out and he collapses to the ground and is unable to advance. The ball is relayed to first base. Ruling. B5 will be declared out and both runs nullified, since the third out resulted because B5 did not reach first base safely. Situation A. B1 hits a ground ball to F6 and continues to run as F6 overthrows first. The ball goes out of play. B1 continues to second and stops at third. The umpire rules that B1 must return to second base because the throw by F6 went out of play and B1 had not reached first base at the time of the throw, which was the first play by the infielder. The defense tags B1 with the ball while he is returning to second, stating that because B1 touched a succeeding base, third, he may not return. Ruling. No action by the defense during the time the ball is dead can cause a player to be out except a dead ball appeal. Situation B. R1, while advancing to second, interferes with a ground ball or F4 to prevent a double play. If the umpire declares batter runner out as well as R1, is that in conflict with the statement that a player may not be put out during dead ball? Ruling. No. The two outs occurred at the same time of the interference, i.e. while the ball was live, even though the announcement was made after the ball became dead.